It's indeed a pleasure to be standing here before you all this afternoon. And I'll just get right to what I'm going to be brief and talk about the music class. I did teach in the Chicago Public Schools. Actually, my first teaching class was with the University of Al Islam, Clara Muhammad School, back in 1970. Was it 74? I had just gotten out of college. That was my very first music teaching class for that year. And then a few years later, I went into the public school system and taught music classes from kindergarten all the way up through 8th grade. And that was quite an experience. It had its ups and downs, but I think it had more ups than it did downs. It's very rewarding to work with children and to know that in some ways you may be making a big difference in their lives. So now here I am again teaching. You all know me as a performer. I almost thought of myself more as a performer than a teacher, but Allah keeps putting me in teaching positions. So I accept them. And I'm so happy to be a part of the Mosque Cares. I am truly, truly blessed to be a part of a wonderful community like this. All right. My music class here at the Mosque Cares, and with Sister Esther and I and Dr. Lynn talked and said this is something we want to do, and we just got busy. So here's my brief description for the music classes for the weekend school for the children. Music class always opens and closes with Al-Fatiha, and I just it's just par for the course. It's just something you just never forget to do, inshallah. The students they're going to be instructed by myself in good singing practices. For example, their posture, their breathing, their vocal production. I don't just teach them a song and say, go for what you know. Let's try to get these notes. No, there's a real science to an instruction in good posture and breathing and how good and supportive that is for good singing and vocal production. Then the songs are always, inshallah, always in line with Islamic studies, and the songs are taken directly from our weekend school program. One of the songs was "Come to Prayer." One of the songs was Master Bilal. Those are some of the examples. The one song inshallah, we're going to be doing very soon is Sister Clara Muhammad School song. And we also have a song about dawah, how important it is, the images that should be taken down from putting God in a flesh image. We have a song that addresses that as well. So our songs are taken directly from our weekend school program. Students are also going to learn the history, will learn music history of African Americans, some of the great African Americans, and what kind of parallel struggles or similar struggles did they have to overcome that we are still dealing with in some levels in this country that we live in, that we still are overcoming. So when I teach them music history, they'll learn African American musicians and the history of them and some of the challenges they had to face and the struggles that they overcame and still the history and legacy that they left us to build on and move forward from that. And then they'll just learn about music history in general. The theory, music theory. They'll learn something about counting notes. Like if you're going to read, you got to know, you learn the words, and then you learn how to read, and you learn how to tell the story, and then you tell your story. So when they learn music theory, they learn the notes. Okay, quarter note, one count, etc. And then if Allah blesses them, they have the melody, they have the tools, and they write their music, and they move the culture forward. So that's how that works. African American music, in history, and then music history in general. Then students will also learn the discipline and necessity of excellent performance and how this does influence culture in what we do and how important it is for the culture in what we do. So instead, we have children standing up and giving a performance. They can't just think they're going to come up and sing and say, and they'll be, oh, great, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. But when you come up and you show your professionalism, you show your discipline that you've learned, and you have a message in your music, you are advancing a positive note in the culture that's shaping the very culture. So that's an important position that Allah put you in. So I kind of try to stress that lesson, use that so that they see that they're just not standing up singing, they're just not standing up reciting. They are actually shaping and moving forward our culture in doing something that appears to be very simple. And then that discipline that they learn from standing in front of people, giving a wonderful presentation, carries over into other aspects of their life as they grow into young adults and the children and adults that we know are going to move our society, our community, our Muslim community here forward that we need so desperately. Okay. So as Sister Esther mentioned, we are going to have a fundraiser. We want to get the children out to Newark, New Jersey at the convention, and it's going to be on June 24th. I'll be performing with them. You'll hear them start this. They'll sing at least one of the songs of the two that I just mentioned, and would love for your support in that effort. So it's going to be Sunday, June 24th at 5 p.m. And the last thing I wanted to say, I do teach piano classes also for adults and children. And the adult classes, they've come a long way, to not know anything about music at all, but just have the desire that says, I want to do this. It's never too late. You can always learn. You can always go into what it is that you really have always wanted to do, or you can pick it up again. Maybe you did it when you were a child, and now you want to get back into it. It's never too late. It shows a multi-generational effect. We don't have to think. The children see you playing as an adult, as an older person, as a grandparent, as a parent, and they see you learning, and then they see you progressing, and then you may inspire in them. Well, maybe I'll get involved in the children's piano class. We have a children's piano class, and it's in its fledgling beginnings. We have some students that come once in a while, but once they see the adults being involved too, it's so much like this. It's so much connection. It's never like this. It should never be like this. It's always this way, multi-generational. Let's come together and help one another. So if you hear about, in fact, I think one of the sisters complimented the adult piano classes. Oh, you all sound good. I got them playing Fur Release by Beethoven. That's one of the things they're playing. And everybody kind of knows that little motif right there. And my adult piano class is learning how to play Fur Release. And they're learning, we learned the spiritual, and then they learned, how to read. They're learning how to actually read the notes and not just play by rote and memory and all of that. So that's also open to everybody. I think I talked enough. Did I cover everything? Okay, yeah. Thank you.